Hello and welcome to another session of Masks, a New Generation. This is a game subtitled Extinction, with premise that being that a vast number, 90+% of the heroes have vanished by the time of the starting of our campaign. And it takes a little bit of inspiration from base raiders and some other things. My name is Lowell, pronouns he, him. And this session is part of Open Hearth Gaming Community, which is an online gaming community. You can find out more about that, Patreon backing, supporting, all of that, and the links that are in the show notes, as well as links to my blog and all the stuff that I do. So there's my shillin for today. So last time we left off with our team in the aftermath of a battle, which we will have the PCs relay to Ghost Girl what happened, because I think their perspective on that is important. But the most important thing we're actually going to do is we need to roll back to the end of the session before last, and we want to go and kind of retcon, re-look at that scene between Ghost Girl and her parents, right?
Yeah, I'm also happy to fix it forward. Everyone was really upset, and then after a good night's sleep, everyone's a lot calmer. And
Yeah, well, but this is where you're kind of, you haven't told them. So if you want to do that, let's like, what has changed during the night that has made you decide that maybe you need to tell them?
um, I think maybe just the pressure is getting to her. Um, actually, what might be more interesting is if Boo tells her to tell him.
Yeah, I think that is, how does Boo indicate? Does Boo say that, or do they do some kind of gesture, or is it a mental projection? How do you imagine that Boo tells you?
Um, I think um maybe she gets a bit of a vision, a garbled vision that might be from Boo's life, um, showing how they tried to keep everything secret, um, and ended up alone.
Yeah, and that there were people they should have told, but they didn't, and then they vanished.
Mhm.
And you can tell that Boo vanished from their lives, and Boo regrets that was never able to communicate that to them.
Mhm.
So we'll kind of start out. Uh, your parents are professional. They've clearly had, you know, some time to talk to one another. They're trying to, play it a little more stoic in the morning when you get up. Uh, they're they kind of try to act like it's just a usual day, because they are still trying to process their own emotions. So how do you want to approach this?
Wow, she really doesn't want to do this.
And I think that's that long hesitant of not wanting to do it
Yeah,
before you, what your mom says, "Are you okay?"
she and it's the worried look on his her mother's face, not the anger from last night. She could, um you know she's got her parents' temper too, so that she can fight all day, but worry just kind of disarms her. And she sighs. She says, I'm not sure. I've got something you should probably know. Um,
Your dad stops in mid pour of the coffee, like sets the coffee pot down, comes over, pulls the chair out, sits down very quietly, trying to compose himself, like, I'm going to pay attention. I'm not going to react. I don't know what this is. That's clearly what's going through his head.
um, so you know when all the superheroes disappeared?
Yeah. Yeah, that's been a big thing. It's certainly still in the news.
Um, one of them seems to be a ghost or something, and it talks to me. And
Your mom says, and you have physical confirmation that this happens and it's not just a
it's
hallucination.
not just that I'm on drugs. No, I'm not on drugs.
No, I just there are kinds of aphasia that cause people to experience different kinds of sensory things. I just wanted to make sure you're that you confirmed it. There's a ghost attached to you.
Yeah. I mean, it might not be a ghost. I'm not really an expert on this, but yeah, when everyone started disappearing, it kind of reached out to me and was trying to tell me something, and it has problems communicating, but certainly has been good at like seeing things. And ever since it showed up, like now I can see like magic stuff, and sometimes I get visions, and so I've been on this superhero team, and that's actually where I was last night.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Your dad says, wait, 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 wait. As the kids say, slow your roll. Um, uh,
No one says that anymore, Dad.
I'm sorry. You're on a superhero team.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it sounds really dumb when you say it like that, but I guess that's what you call it.
Can, can I ask what your powers are?
Oh, yeah. Um, so like I said, I can see magic and things like that. I can also sort of like scream really loud and like we call it the banshee wail. And that kind of is a blasting kind of thing. And also we can Boo and I, that's what I call it because I don't know what its name is, um, can join, and then we can do stuff together, like fly and punch things and stuff.
Oh, uh, uh, okay. Um, and your mom says, that's a very dangerous thing, sweetie.
Um, she points out um, some of her, she's probably still got some bruises from yesterday, and she's like, yeah, yeah. I mean, we won, but kind of hurt a little.
Are This is very new for you. Are your teammates as inexperienced as you, or are there is you have any like a supervisor or a mentor or someone who has done this before?
Um, I mean, I
I
get the
just don't want
impression
you to be
Boo's,
superheroing alone with people who don't know what they're doing.
I mean, Boo kind of, I mean, I think Boo knows a lot, but they also can't talk to me very well. The one who knows the most is Ephivos, though. Um,
Oh, uh, from the Greek group.
Yeah. Yeah, you have heard of them. Okay.
Oh yes, absolutely. Uh, uh, but his mother and father vanished, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's Alex. It's the son. He's about my age. We ended up having a team up at one point when I was trying to figure out what was going on with Boo, and now there's a couple of us, and we're all. I think I think it's new to most of us, but FFOs, they've got that whole family heritage legacy thing going on.
And this is something you want to do.
You know, usually it's something I really like doing. I mean, today I don't know. Um, yeah, I don't know how much it's something I want to do versus something I feel I have to do.
That's fair. So I'm going to speak for your father in this. Uh, if this is what you feel you have to do, then we'll support you in that on two conditions.
Okay.
One is that it doesn't interfere with your schoolwork. Does that seem a fair request from us?
So, from your perspective, it totally would, except for the fact that there's some kind of crazy supernatural demon recruiter showing up at the high school, and I'm not really sure it's safe to go.
All right. Uh, why don't I look into other educational institutions or homeschooling?
Um, wow. I was really expecting more pushback on that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, actually, that would help a lot.
We can do that. I mean, the education is a concern to me. The other thing is that uh, if you get hurt, I don't want you going to some sort of back alley super surgeon or something. You come here to your father and I to get treatment.
Okay.
I just, this is what we can do. This is how we can help you.
Okay. Um,
Father finally goes, okay, okay, I have to ask. Do you have a superhero name?
um, I do. I'm Ghost Girl.
They look at each other. There's kind of a nod. They kind of don't know exactly how they're supposed to react. They go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And does your team have a name?
Oh, wow. We should probably get one. No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, uh, you mentioned Ephivos. Uh, is
Mhm.
it okay if we speak with his guardian?
Oh, yeah, his grandfather. That's sure.
Yeah. Why don't you talk
That's
with,
probably fine.
yeah, you
Yeah.
talk with Ephivos, and if you could arrange, if you could have his guardian contact us, I would like to talk, just so sure that they can reassure us some more and tell us how we can help. I mean, I don't know what we're supposed to do in terms of like keeping our identity secret or those kinds of things. So it would be good to have some advice on that. I don't think there's a book on that, or maybe there is. Let me check on Amazon. But if yeah, um, all right. Um, do you want to go to school today? I think you might, just to kind of finish things out, maybe to get some closure there. But if you don't want to, you don't have to.
So what happened last time is I got close to the school and Boo freaked out, and let me know that the terrible, it's the mayor's recruitment plan. I think it's bad. The guy works for that. But yeah, Boo let me know that it wasn't safe to go inside, so I can go to school. And how about if it doesn't seem safe, I give you a call and come back home.
Absolutely. That seems fair.
Okay.
And they'll say, well, why don't you head on? My father and I need to like have our conversation about this.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. Love you. And she actually gives them both hugs.
And we're going to kind of cut forward a day, because the next day is a day of chaos for the rest of your team. And school goes fine. Like, do you are you going to regret not going here? Do you think you still want to go here? Like, uh what does Ghost Girl think? What does Summer think?
Summer has never really felt like she hasn't really fit in. She doesn't really have she has a lot of friendly acquaintances, but doesn't have any really close friends, I think we decided.
Mm-hmm.
She's got kind of mixed feelings about it. Um, because on the one hand, like leaving the school when the students are in danger seems kind of bad, but on the other hand, maybe it's not actually dangerous except for people like her. So, maybe not being there actually makes more sense.
Absolutely. And when Kay comes back, we'll kind of do a little collaborative talking about what this is your teen a hero campaign looks like. Kind of figure
Mhm.
out about that, since that's going to be on billboards and things. But now I want to check in with Purple Haze and Yanu. Uh, you kind of, I believe, were not in a great place, Yanu, when we left off.
No, Yanu is not in a great place. He currently has three conditions marked: um, insecure, guilty, and angry. And he apparently unleashed the sorcerer that he thought was trapped into the modern age. I've added him to the NPCs tab, by the way.
Okay.
Alden Tar. He should be the last one on the list now.
Absolutely. And you crashed over at Ephibos's place, and you strike me as the kind of person who gets up early, like at the crack of dawn kind of person.
Yeah, yeah. It's almost instinctual. Like the sun has risen, and so has Skirmish. Like he's
And so what do? Like the others are still asleep. You can hear the house is woken up. There are people moving around and doing things.
hmm, I think um, I think probably his first thought is to try and check in with Guarna. Um, but then he actually looks at the time on. Oh crap! No, he doesn't have his phone anymore.
No.
Um, he looks at the clock on on the wall because there's a grandparent that lives here, so there's probably still wall clocks.
Oh, yeah.
So he's like, perhaps I should wait.
And I imagine you get up and walk around for a bit.
Oh yeah,
And
pacing is what he's doing. There's a pacing and there's a stalking involved. Just they're all walking, just trying to find place, back and forth, not paying attention to where he's going.
and I think that you kind of maybe have walked out onto like the back terrace. There's an outdoor pool, kind of walk around, things like that. And you're kind of pacing around there, and you hear a voice that says, "It would do me the great pleasure if you would stop doing that and either sit or go somewhere else. You are making me very anxious.
And he looks around.
And you'll see a person who like vaguely looks like Ephivos, but older. I mean, this is clearly Ephivos's grandfather, but kind of looks a little bit young for his age. And he will say, "You must be Skirmish."
Yes. You must be Ephivos's grandfather. I apologize if I have disturbed you.
No, no, you may call me Andras. That is the name that I have operated under. Why don't you sit down?
He sits awkwardly. I'm guessing this is kind of like pool area furniture.
Yeah,
So it's designed to be sort of lounged upon, and Yanu is not equipped to do that right now. So he sits down awkwardly straight on the relaxing furniture.
is it a discomfort with the household, or is there some other matter weighing on you, young man?
No, there's nothing wrong with the household. It is my own failings I am disturbed by.
Well, that is good to recognize one's limitations and the things one has to own up to.
Which I thought I was on a better track than I am apparently I'm apparently on. This latest event has left me with some troubling insights into how well I have acclimated to this time.
There was a battle yesterday. Are you worried about how well you held up your role in the combat?
I felt my performance in the actual battle itself was sufficient, but other things occurred in the battle that have left me wondering, as well as the events leading up to that battle. He sort of like takes a deep breath and said, I trusted when I should not have. And in the midst of the melee with
He
the
raises his hand. You've clearly mistaken me for someone who cares. I was just confirming that you were an asset to the team. I suggest that you cure yourself of your restless energy by going down to the gym. You seem like a person for whom that would be a appropriate channel. And you are welcome to go into the kitchens where someone will cook something up for you for breakfast.
nods. Thank you.
And he goes back to his pad to read the paper.
Johnny awkwardly leaves.
Okay. And Purple Haze, how are you feeling this morning?
I think she's shockingly for her on top of the world because she kind of had a hand in the final blow that ended the thing. The like her friends are cool. Like everything seems to have worked out, for her. And so I think she's on top of the world to some degree. Probably sore. They all got kind of the crap beat out of them during the process, but
yeah. So I'd like to suggest that you cross paths with Yanu if uh, unless otherwise said, Ephivos is headed off for his private institution. But you'll find Yanu, down in the gym.
Yeah, so I think she's not an early riser. She strikes me definitely as not a morning person. Um, and I think maybe you've been pacing around and doing all of this all over the house, and maybe it woke her up and a little bit, and so she'll wander down to the gym and see, I'm assuming you're deadlifting all sorts of Yanu seems like a free weight sort of a person, not those fangled machines and whatnot. And
Oh
so
yeah, it's free weight and probably looks a lot like a CrossFit style workout. Like he's not powerlifting or anything. He's like holding weights and moving with them and that sort of stuff.
right. And so she's just standing in the doorway, and uh maybe it's a bit early for this, don't you think?
It has been dawn for several hours.
Come on, man. We kicked ass last night. Take a load off. Let's go up and get some pancakes or something.
Yanu's, still doing his thing, and then he when he hears about breakfast, he like, yes, it is probably time for that.
Exactly.
Your assessment of yesterday's situation is more favorable than mine.
Well, that's me. Always the optimist. Come on, and she'll lead him up to the kitchen, and they'll make anything you want here. It's like living in a restaurant.
So
And
it
he
does feel a little bit to me like breakfast is the montage of people, stacks of pancakes and, 6 eggs and all of the classic, superhero overeating. Uh, it does feel to me like Jenny, like maybe you are trying to bring Yanu out of his funk. Maybe you're trying to comfort and support.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, in her own way.
Let's have you roll that.
Sorry. So it's 10 plus. What do you roll that under?
Mundane, so that's a 10. That's great.
Actually, it's actually an 8, because you know what though? I if you don't mind, I'm going to, one of the things I can do for using the kiss someone dangerous I did is
Uh-huh.
I can clear a condition. And so
Okay.
I'll do that so I can have the 10.
That makes sense.
Because she's
Uh,
certainly not angry anymore.
so when you roll a 10, uh, uh, they hear you. They can mark potential, clear a condition, or ship labels if they open up. What do you want to do there, Yanu?
I think the way things have been going, I think Yanu will open up. And I think most of the opening up involves him basically dumping on himself about trusting, trusting the, trusting the person who gave him the phone, and uh, basically really, really hard, really being hard on himself about the fight with Avatar and about the artifact being broken. Like that, he's making a super big deal out of breaking that artifact and saying that he let loose the sorcerer.
So I think she'll try to steer him away from that a little bit and focus in on like, come on, man, you're being way too hard on yourself. Those guys, listen, I know some of those guys on that team and they are dicks. And that was a total dick move that they did. And, they took advantage of you. Come on, you can't blame yourself for that. And yeah, Avatar is a full on superhero, right? And you stood toe to toe with them the whole time, and we won, right? You got to take the wins where you can get them. And I know you're worried about this artifact thing, but look, we're kind of coming together as a team here, right? And look, we took out this Avatar, and he had that like bio weapon thing. Surely we can deal with whatever. And it's from your time, so like you'll know all about how to deal with it. So we just have to. You did it once, we'll just do it again.
Keanu, do you want to clear a condition?
I think so. I think despite Jenny's words, like he's still feeling guilty, but I think we're clearing his insecurity at least.
Okay.
Like the assessment from somebody else of how well the fight went, like that's at least like clearing part of him, and being told that he shouldn't feel as bad about being tricked about the phone is helping him clear the insecurity.
And Purple Haze, do you want to clear a condition, or do you want to add a team to the team pool?
I think I think I'm going to clear that last condition.
Okay, that makes sense.
I think she's not going to be insecure anymore for the moment.
Okay. And that feels like a pretty good scene. The two of you kind of getting your act together there. Ghost Girl, you are at school, and you will be approached by Rosemary, and she looks a little, maybe, how do I put this, embarrassed or guilty or something. She's kind of clutching her books close to her chest, kind of, hey.
Oh, hey. Summer's in a really good mood. That whole thing with her parents went way better than she was expecting.
So, we missed you. I guess you could put it that way. Last night.
Oh, yeah, I had to do some family stuff.
Yeah.
You're doing a thing?
You haven't talked with your teammates yet?
No, I've been having this. Oh my gosh, I told my parents. And they were like super supportive. It's like crazy. And then they like didn't work late last night. So like we stayed home and like dad cooked paella and it was like amazing.
And you see this flash across her face, like a real, like, solid envy come across her there. And she'll say, so I was, so I accidentally said something to Songbird.
Okay.
And
what?
And I said that I, had I bugged Janu's phone.
Oh.
You should probably talk to your teammates about what happened because of that. I should get to class.
Or maybe we should go to the bathroom and you can finish spilling your guts, because that is like a serious thing to just say and then ditch.
You want to provoke her?
Um, yeah, I think so.
Okay.
You don't get to just like drop a bomb like that
Absolutely.
and then go to class.
Roll plus superior.
Roll plus superior. Superior is not my jam, but we'll see how it goes.
Not bad.
Oh, did it go through? I can't see the result. For some reason, this page doesn't work super well for me.
It looks like you've got rolled an 8.
8. Okay.
So I think that just in the interest of kind of pushing you to talk to the team, I think that she kind of backs away and looks down and kind of runs off. And I think I'm going to give you influence over her.
Okay.
And you can tell it's pretty bad. Like she's like seriously embarrassed. Do you contact your teammates then, or do you wait till later in the day?
So no one else goes to, none of my teammates go to school, right? So it's not
Not
like we
yet.
can,
Not until
not yet.
Yanu.
Okay, well, Summer is a modern teenager who can absolutely do 5 things at once, as long as one of them is texting. So so yeah, no, she's
The text storm
really,
going back and forth then?
yeah.
So I think we can probably read a text storm, with Yanu looking over Purple Haze's shoulder as a kind of a conversation. So, how do you open up that conversation, Jenny? Or sorry, everybody's names. Summer.
So she probably has, this is a caps lock kind of conversation, where she is like, what happened last night? Rosemary, like, you're acting weird and I have to talk to you. What did you guys do? Okay. And it's just like a whole bunch of like, it's hard to get a word. If this were a conversation, you would not be able to get a word in edgewise, but as it is, it's text. So you get to reply whenever you like.
Uh, what do you say back, Jenny?
Yeah, so I think they're mowing on their food and her phone goes off and she nudges Yanu. Is like, oh hey, it's Summer. She's got pancakes in her mouth. And so she'll respond and be like, yo, what's up? We slayed last night. You missed it.
What did you slay?
I have 3 teenage girls, so I know a little bit of the modern lingo.
We did not slay anyone. Why are you typing that?
It's just an expression. I mean, it's cool. It's a cool thing to say.
So, what do you say back when Summer asks, what did you slay?
Explain the slayage.
No, guys, not slay. We kicked ass, right? So it was awesome, right?
Tell her about Rosemary's betrayal. Tell her about Rosemary's betrayal. She must be aware.
And it's like, oh yeah. Your buddy gave Yanu a bugged phone and they used it to steal the thermos from that I was holding on to, and it led to all sorts of stuff, and then we ended up kicking ass at the museum.
Now tell her about the ancient sorcerer that was released that will become a plague upon your time.
Oh yeah, and there's a sorcerer or something that Yanu, that accidentally got released while we were all fighting and everything, but we will probably be able to deal with him. But everybody else, it was pretty awesome.
Hey, you know what? Maybe you could just forward me Ephivos's post-mission report.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got one. Do you read those, Yanu?
Yes.
Yeah,
Um,
we'll have to.
but
Yeah,
I
I
have not been
usually
able to.
don't because I'm usually there, but like,
but yeah, you should
so
come here. You should come. That we're eating breakfast. You should come
cool.
to his house. Yeah, they'll make you anything. It's awesome. It's like living in a restaurant.
Awesome. But I promised my parents I would go to school as long as it was safe.
Okay.
Come by after school.
Yes, keep your vow to your parents. There's been enough betrayal involving this team.
So I'm going to cut from that text exchange back between Purple Haze and Yanu in Ephivos's kitchen and Ghost Girl at school to Ephivos. We're kind of that next morning.
Yeah.
I assume you would still go to school, or would you take the day off?
No, he still has to go to school.
Okay.
The bit of a question is, did anyone come up to him in the morning, aka did Scott have anything to say? Or did Scott, I don't think Scott, or hopefully Scott Bangerang didn't say anything to my grandfather.
Doesn't look like it. Your grandfather doesn't come charging down to confront you.
He doesn't seem to want anything from me in the morning.
Yep. I think that when you get your lunch break and at your school, during lunch, you are finally permitted to use your electronic devices. I think you will see this long text exchange from the group chat between Jenny and Yanu and Summer.
And I think, oh god, and Ephivos, we just like see him in like this like very pristine sort of like walking through these very pristine hallways. He's in a private school. He is in uniform, tie and all. Takes a step into. They've probably got. How sometimes when a school is large enough in the interior, there is an outside space like surrounded by walls and there's hallways around it. So I think he steps into like a little green zone there like that on his phone, and he writes in a text like, this is not the place to have these conversations. We have already found that phones are not secure.
I think that's kind of the perfect capper for us to kind of maybe hard frame forward.
Mm-hmm.
I forget, Summer, have you been to Ephivos's house before?
Not in. We haven't had a session where that has happened. What do you think, Alex? Would she have gone there? Would he have invited her over at some point?
So Alex is the character. I'm Kay. I know it's a long name, but it's a whole thing. But just to let you know, or Alexandros is the character. But I think so. I think he would have had. He's probably had the entire team there. The house is like X-Mansion levels of ridiculous. So there's probably like gym, and there's like a training room and all that shebang. I don't know if it's as high tech as maybe a Xavier training room where you can make mountains happen, but it's still pretty nice.
Very Greco-Roman design, kind of Greek atmosphere here. And you are greeted by a butler at the door, Summer, who will say, I will take you back to the patio where the young master and his guests are. Follow me. You're walked through beautiful household, out onto the veranda, through beautiful lacy gauze curtains, statues with fountains out there. another table, more food laid out for everyone there. And we have the whole team together.
Oh,
Yep.
Okay, so like what happens again? Except like actually say the things that happened, not just how it felt.
all right. Would you like some meze before we sit down? Like, there's just like an entire Greek meze board, like whole shebang, charcuterie, like vegetable charcuterie and such laid out. A healthy snack.
I feel like I can meze and listen at the same time.
Yes, I was just going to give you some first. All right. Do you want the mission debrief as he like pulls out the paper? Like that he's already done it, like despite going to school and getting home at 4 a.m.
Mhm. Just so what exactly happened? Okay, so like Rosemary came up to me in school and was like really upset and embarrassed and said that she and like owned up to the fact that she bugged Yanu's phone, which okay, that was not great. I knew she had a crush on him, but did not think she would take it that far. But then apparently she mentioned it to Songbird that she had done that, and then it turned into a thing. That's what I know.
She did crush me. It was incredibly hurtful.
Oh.
Is that what that meant?
No. No, don't shake your head yes at that, Jenny. No, that's not what it meant. I mean, again, as she did not do this in the right way, and therefore there have been great ramifications. And honestly, you should tell me her whereabouts so we can bring her in for justice. But they utilized the tracking to break into our sanctum, where they stole very dangerous material that we had been safekeeping before we could then give it to the, and like he's like looking around where he knows cameras are around the house. Yep. Before we could give it to the proper officials. They then took it. However, we of course managed to meet them and prevent them from utilizing it from further harm, and then get it to the proper channels. But there was villainous activity on their part. And yes.
Your report has failed to mention the sorcerer who was released from the artifact, who will now plague your time.
I thought that might be your key to step in, Yanu. That seems like your thing more than mine.
Holzentar is a terrible, reprehensible person and a mighty sorcerer. I do not know how he will go about his attempting to enact his will. I know what he did in my time, but I suspect he will be more, what's the word, subtle when he makes his attempt here. For his power grab in my time did not go as he wished it, and obviously he was ultimately imprisoned in the artifact in the same cataclysm that thrust me forward into your time. Unfortunately, during the battle with the alien hero avatar and the bio weapon, which still eludes me why that was actually a thing being transported and had not been simply destroyed. That artifact was destroyed and his spirit was released. I do not know where he has gone or what his plans will be, but rest assured they will be terrible, and they will involve great suffering.
So we need to track this sorcerer down and stop him. Them, her, sorry, what is the sorcerer's pronouns?
When I knew him, he used the pronoun, the he him equivalent pronouns. Yes.
All right, so we need to stop him.
Yes, and I do not know if he is able to reform his original physical form or not, or if he will attempt to possess another form. Its sorceries are many and cruel.
Oh, so not only is it a super powerful evil sorcerer, but it's a super evil powerful sorcerer that can look like anybody?
Perhaps. Um, I, I do not know how his release from the artifact will, other than him being released from the artifact, from his spirit being released from the artifact. I do not know what form he will take or how he will attempt to make himself known in this time. It is he was very cunning, if perhaps far too arrogant for his own good. Hopefully, he has not learned from his mistakes, and he will attempt some great foolishness and alert us to his presence and plans.
And I imagine we get a little bit of a montage of going over essentially your rival team attacked a museum. They had the bioweapon. It opened up when the superhero Avatar came in. They tried to use it against Avatar. Avatar, it turned out to be something that possessed Avatar, and so our heroes had to fight Avatar, and they had to fight a couple of your rival team who also got covered with this alien goo that possessed them temporarily before they were able to defeat this thing and retrieve it and put it into the hands of the proper authorities. So I imagine there's going over the after action report, looking over all of that stuff. Marley, do you think? Oh, sorry. Summer, do you think that this like does that kind of put a damp on telling your friends about the thing for your parents, or is it make you more likely to tell them now?
Yeah, I'm not sure it really affects her, telling them about her parents. I imagine her looking over this after action report and not even looking up, but just says casually to Alex, "Oh, by the way, what's your grandfather's cell phone number?"
Why do you wish for the cell phone number of my grandfather?
My parents want it. They want to like talk to him about being parent equivalents of superhero types.
Uh, how about you give me their number, and I will see if I'm sure of course, I'm sure he's willing to do it, but I don't think it would do well for him to just get a call from them. It would be better for him to reach out.
Okay. She texts the number, her parents' cell phone numbers.
Yeah, he gets it. All right. Is this like pertinent right now, or can this wait a little bit?
I mean, like when you say a little bit, what do you mean? I mean, like it doesn't have to be tonight if that's what you're saying.
No, tonight is fine. Just like I meant more like, do I need to get up right now and go find him and present him with this information?
Oh, no. They were just like I think they just want like some reassurance that like the team I'm on like knows what they're doing, and also like we weren't really sure if like there's stuff that my parents should be doing to stay safe or anything like that. Like, how do you keep families safe when you're superheroing and don't live in a crazy mansion with full of Greek ninja or whatever is going on here?
I have been raised in a family of all supers, so I'm afraid I can't help you with that. I've never known a life where my family has not been able to protect themselves. Addendum also, we do need to hunt your sorcerer, but we also do need to bring to justice what is Fet Flock? What are they? What is our rival team's name? It's
Oh,
like
Dark Airy.
oh god. We also do need sorry, I'm gonna say this so seriously, and I think it's so silly, but he would not. We need to bring Dark Airy to justice. Who knows what they could have done if we had not been there in time with such power, and what other exploits they may attempt to undertake.
I think at that moment, the butler comes forward and says, Mr. Yanu,
Yes.
there's a phone call for you. There's a Mr. Guarna who wishes to speak with you.
Yes.
And that's where we're going to cut and take our first break. We're going to take 10 and come back on that note. So let me do Yanu, and then we'll kind of come back. We'll figure out where we want to get to, whether we want to go to parents or whether we want to do something else. Yanu, you get a call from Guerna, who says, "Are you okay?"
I am.
Your phone is out of commission.
Yes, it was damaged, and I believe its security was compromised as well. So I will be trying to obtain a new phone. As soon as I am able to get one, I will forward you the information.
I have some money I'll put into your account. So go ahead and ask your friends and buy a new phone from that. All right.
Thank you.
Is everything else okay? Was there a battle?
There was a battle. Things occurred at the battle. I'm not. I believe that during the battle, the artifact that had previously housed Olzentar's essence was destroyed, and I believe he has been set free. I do not know where he has gone or where he may appear. I have made my team aware of this, but I do not believe they understand the gravity of the situation.
What you've told me, that is great danger.
I believe so as well, but I also have no idea how he will adapt his actions to the current age.
If this is as serious a threat as you say, I suspect that you should put me in contact with the guardians of the other members of your team as well.
I will attempt to obtain their contact information.
All right.
I am not sure how many of their parents are aware of their. Well, no, I believe all of them are aware now. Never mind. I will attempt to obtain their contact information and get it to you once I'm able to obtain a new phone.
And you tell me when you want to start attending class. I've made those arrangements.
I believe at the next available opening. I'm not completely sure how they organize school. Although I understand that the summer months are set aside as some sort of vacation from instruction.
Yeah,
but
so you may
that,
not.
I'm not sure of their schedule.
We will figure that out. Just you put me in contact with them, and we'll get everything squared away.
I will do that after I have obtained a new phone device.
So let's bring the group together. There's been some discussion. Like there are a couple of scenes that we could do from here, we could, one of the things Epivos had talked about last time was getting a new headquarters with some supernatural benefits that was talked about. There were some other things talked about. Pursuing your rival team was also talked about. There were this weird a program that's going on, checking out the schools and all of those games. In fact, actually, let me talk and get a little color thing here before I kind of move on. In our time here that you've been over the last couple of weeks, there has been a new campaign by the local authorities trying to recruit young supers. Essentially, the is your teen a hero kind of thing. What is a piece of that campaign, Yanu? Like what's an element that we see, billboard or commercial or jingle or animation or something else, or co-optation of an existing thing? What do you think?
Oh, I'm pretty sure at some point we have this sort of like after school special type commercial that's showing up on various social media, especially affiliated with the city and the schools. It's basically like the equivalent of a YouTube advertisement video, and it's you can tell an effort was made to try and keep it modern, but the people that are actually doing it are people that are also struggling to understand teenagers, and it's like ham-fisted and awkward, but like technically proficient.
Okay.
So like, so like the screen fades and like all the effects and all of the transitions and all of the proper like the presentation, perfect. The actual content, awkward,
It's
for
cool to
18.
help out, that kind of thing.
Yeah. How do
Okay.
you do, fellow kids? That level
Okay.
of awkwardness.
Summer, what's another bit we see of this rising campaign?
I think we're also starting to see the results of the recruitment. There's like a headquarters that that the recruited students all go to after school.
Yeah, essentially they take one of the buildings that had been, part of the sort of superhero world from before, and they've converted it over to a special learning annex for those who want to be involved in an accelerated program to be part of the Youth Hero Corps that they've got set up there. And what's the distinct logo or color or label that they have for this Youth Hero Corps?
Oh, it's
Are we
got
still
to
on
be.
me?
Summer?
Oh, though it sounded like Kay had
Oh, okay.
opinions.
Sorry, I wasn't sure and I had an idea, but I can also
Sure, but let's have you throw out on this. Like, what do we see? What is the visuals for this?
It's got to be red, white, and blue, and them Star Spangled Banners.
Okay.
America.
And how do they do that? Like, is it shields? Is it leather jackets? Is it windbreakers? Is it something else?
Oh, I'm absolutely in love with the idea of just like dark blue, like windbreaker with, like the white stripes and like red patches, like squares, geometric designs in red.
Absolutely. They've got that. They've rolled that out, to as a recruitment thing. They're trying to merch it all as well. Finally, what's one more element, visual or otherwise, of this youth hero core, Purple Haze?
I was kind of thinking that you would see a lot of like posters and things like that that kind of had that sort of like old sort of wartime propaganda type stuff, but kind of the creepy you know um very
Like the Soviet kind of neo-fascist kind of
yes,
thing. Okay.
yeah,
That
kind of
whole
that sort
whole
of, but I think
decoration.
it's
Starship
got,
Trooper vibes is good. Yeah.
yes. So the whole time you've been saying this, I was definitely getting the movie Starship Trooper vibes from the, hey, do you want to kill bugs too? Sort of thing. But I think I like the idea that in the midst of all of this, and they're spinning it with the after school special stuff and the posters, but there's just this sort of like behind the surface, right? With that they say good messages on them, right? And everything, but there's just something off about about the posters and everything that give you that sort of like, control sort of vibe, right? That
I like it. So I think the logical next piece of our discussion is the parents meetup, as at least that out there. But I want to give people a chance to call a scene if they want to, before we kind of get to that point, in case there's some things you want to do as groundwork for that.
Question, should we go over my advancement first?
Ooh, I like that. Let's see. What'd you get?
Yeah, so I took the Doom's Lair. Or so the Doom's Sanctuary.
Yes.
Last time. So here are my kind of vibes and ideas for this lull.
Sure.
So Doomed Sanctuary, Hades kind of themed, like it's a pocket of the underworld almost. And I'm a little stuck with some of it, so I wanted to check because there's something I'd like it to do, and I don't know if it requires me to take one of them for it to do that, or if I can just have that be a cool feature.
Let me take a look again at the Doomed here under my books. Oh, that's under those other things.
So the thing that I'd like it to do that I don't know if it would necessitate me to take a specific thing is I want it to be like an accessible pocket dimension, so like it can sort of almost like spark up in shadows anywhere. But I don't know if to do that I need to take a teleportal or not.
Yeah, I think if it can appear anywhere, we would have to have like that as a pick for a feature.
Okay.
But if you wanted to have it where you have several different of these portals around the area, I'm also fine with that.
Okay, yeah, if you're okay with that, like there's just like many of these almost. You know what? I think. Okay, so I'll go back and forth, and I'll tell you.
Take a look at how you want to do that.
Because I can tell you the other stuff I picked out for it if you'd like.
Yeah, well, I want to know how you introduce / explain this to your team.
So I don't think Xander knows he has this yet.
Okay.
I'm sort of hoping he'll maybe even literally, he'll narratively, but also possibly literally fall into it is sort of a vibe I'm getting. Because, he's had this contact with Hades as Hades champion. So I don't entirely know. I'm not sure if we're going to get like maybe a scene where him and Hades talk and Hades like, and now as my champion, you have access to this, or if it's something that he literally, is walking and falls into the first time.
And my assumption, Evivos, is none of this is mentioned in your briefing to the others.
Okay. Oh, no. I'm sort of implying that he does not know about this yet.
Okay.
But essentially I imagine it's like a pocket sort of dimension.
No, I actually mean the whole, hey, I made contacts with Hades and now he's my best bud.
No. That was maybe not necessarily in the write-up. I definitely give to my grandfather.
All right. Well, so we'll come back to the base thing. We'll think about that. Do you give your grandfather the contact information for the Canteros and apparently now Yanu's guardian?
Yes. And he says, the guardians of my team are wishing to speak to you to seek your advice and wisdom as someone who has taken care of many generations of younger heroes. Should I, inform my teammates that this is something you have the time to do on your schedule, grandfather, Papoose?
So, doctors, your teammates' parents are doctors?
One of my teammates, both her parents are doctors. Ghost girl.
And this other one didn't seem to have a business card.
No, Gorna, from my understanding, is someone who is similarly displaced in time as is Yanu.
All right. Why don't you leave these with me? And I will speak with them.
I also had something else I wanted to speak to you about.
Oh, what did you want to talk about?
I wanted to ask about the Pantheon. I had mentioned this the other night.
Again, I don't think that is something you should be worrying about right now. I think you should be concentrating on your studies and on your efforts with this team. When the time is right, the Pantheon will find you. And
what if a member of the Pantheon did? What if one reached out?
Did one?
Yes.
This is wondrous. Who reached out? Your sister had a visitation just recently as well. Tell me what deity has deigned to touch you, to finally give you we could prepare the ceremonial rituals. We can get everything together. This is excellent. You don't have to hang out with these junior teams. You can work on your own.
I don't know if I'm quite ready for that, but Papoose, it was not a member of the Pantheon that we have seen before in the family's history. It was Hades.
No.
What you would, but
you
were
will
so
tell
excited.
him no.
Why?
I have given you my statement on the subject. Your parents are not here to double the no.
But
we are done with this conversation.
Papoose, you were so excited, and I was finally going to do what needed to be done, and he would be here.
If it takes time, we will do it the right way through the rituals. If you are worthy to be chosen, and that will happen. And if not, then you will be a teacher and a guardian to your sister who will take the mantle.
Papoose, but I have the might and I have the speed. And he sort of touches his own face, not wanting to be like, and I'm super pretty, but he just touches it. I'm just missing the last bits, and Hades, he can provide them. He says he sees great power and strength in me. And
do not speak with him again.
What if he is the only one who reaches out?
Then that is what shall be.
Not bad. Why would we deny him?
I am done with this conversation. I am your grandfather, and I am the head of this house and this line. and my word is sacrosanct.
Yes, Papoose. I apologize for my brazen audacity. I'll
I have to call your friend's parents.
yes. And yeah, I think he walks out.
Okay.
He's dismissed.
Yanu, is there any scene you want to call before we kind of go to a parental dinner kind of thing?
Don't think so.
Okay. Purple Haze, carrying all this stuff about guardians and parents approval and such, and apparently now Jenny's some parents are going to be coming here as well as Yanu's guardian. And what's your take on this?
Yeah, I think it probably dusts up in her a little bit that, she doesn't have anyone, and so there's probably a little bit of that going on. But yeah, I'm assuming she's represented by Yanu, as a, or sorry, not Yanu, the grandfather, right? He's the guardian, so to speak.
Right.
So
And when you get back, Summer, your parents will say, Summer, we spoke with Mr. Calisthonos.
Oh, he called you. Okay.
Yes.
What do you say?
Well, we are going over there in just a little while. I assume you'd want to come with us.
Oh, yeah.
We're supposed to be going for dinner. How should we dress?
Oh, they're really fancy over there.
All right.
Yeah, those shoes that you got that you were like, oh, I really want to wear them for some special occasion. Yeah, that's now.
Okay. Let me get your father upstairs and we'll get this all arranged. And I think that they do dress up as like just short of the tux kind of as nice as they can. And do you dress up for this?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We're making a night of it.
Okay. So I imagine there is a thing where your parents drive up, and there is a valet that will take their car as all of you get out. You will see an Uber pull up behind, and you will see this. I don't want to describe him as shabbily dressed, but he's clearly not dressed he's dressed a couple notches down, who gets out, kind of straightens himself up and brushes himself off, and walks over towards you and says, "You must be Summer."
Yes.
I
You
am.
must be Guarno?
Yes, and these must be your lovely parents. And
Yes.
take that, Doctor and Dr. Kantaro.
Mhm.
Well, shall we go in? Very excited.
Yeah, yeah. It's always it's gonna be a good dinner. They always the food here is always great.
Purple Haze, Bagarang will come down sort of a couple, like an hour before dinner, and will say, "You're joining everybody, right? The table tonight."
I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Good, good, good. Are you good dress wise, or do you need anything?
Oh, I think I'll be fine.
Okay. This means a lot to Ephivos.
I hear you.
Okay. And Ephivos, like, what is your feeling, mood, preparations? Your grandfather invites your teammates, guardians, and parents over right away.
Yeah, I think this is a moment where if this had happened any other day, any other time, Effie of us would be over the moon. He'd be running around, making, super speed or stir over, making sure, everything is perfect. Like, of course, everything's clean, but, no speck of dust shall exist. And there's maybe even some banners up, just like he would be making this the most perfect night, like checking in on the kitchen 7 times. But I think he's sitting in his room. No, he's standing. He's in the large and sweet bathroom, very like old Grecian white marble everywhere. And he's standing in front of the mirror, um, looking at himself and failing to tie his tie.
Who do you think finds you there? Is it Yanu? Is it Summer? Is it Jenny? Is it someone else?
I'm gonna throw out a couple options.
You pick, like you choose.
What if I can't choose between several options and I want to?
Okay, if you want to pull, like, if you want to pull the table, we can pull the table.
Pull the
Sounds
table.
good.
Okay. I think really good options could be one of 3.
Okay.
I think it could be Jenny, I think it could be Summer, or I think it could be Iona.
Any thoughts from the table?
Summer and Ephivos haven't gotten a chance to roleplay much. So that would be my vote, but also there are other people here, so I can also do another time.
I actually like that a lot, because I think it kind of complements the 2 parental units we're seeing here very much. So I do think it is that Bangarang will say to you, Summer, you know where Ephivos' room is, right?
Oh, no, actually, I haven't been to his bedroom.
And he'll kind of describe downstairs, just off from it is Jenny's room. Would you go and get them?
Oh, sure. She gives a little wave to her parents. Stupid grin on her face, like she has been having since she told her parents. It's been such a weight off her shoulders. And so she goes down to see Ephivos.
And it is that doesn't, if Ephivos doesn't answer, kind of step in, you look, and you see Ephivos kind of standing and staring in the mirror.
Hey, why are you just standing there? And she just comes in. Oh, tie problems. Yeah, my dad has issues some days too. It's weird. He can do like surgery, but some days, like the double Windsor just like escapes him, and she just like goes up and she starts messing with his tie.
Yeah, and I think Ephivos, you've probably never surprised Ephivos. He's got those kind of superior senses from his lineage, and he's always been very acutely aware of everything. He keeps look, but he doesn't even seem to notice that you're there until your fingers are at his neck. And he startles for a moment, the eyes that had been just kind of wide and blank against the shine of like the lights and all the glass and the mirrors in here. Right. Yeah, Summer, I didn't realize you guys were here. What time is it? I apologize. It's unbefitting of me as a host.
It is so unbefitting of you as a host. And how dare you be down here with your tie untied?
I resolutely, I really do apologize. You're so right. As his hand goes, I can finish this. You don't have to. I'm not.
Anytime you want to calm down and breathe, that would be fine. I got
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, you might
And
notice
it
this.
turns out Summer's actually fairly proficient at tying a tie, it turns out.
I think you may notice, like, as his hand had come up, there's like a slight tremble to his fingers before he sort of curls them away. Right. Sorry, I shouldn't be so out of sorts. That's bad peerage on my part. And he's kind of
Bad
stands up a
peerage
little
on your
bit.
part. Oh, for heaven's sakes.
I-
Like, I don't mind that you're out of sorts, but like, why are you out of sorts? Out of sorts. That's just weird. You're like, I don't know what's going on with you. What's going on with you?
I think he pauses for a moment. Maybe I'm just very tired. We were out until 4 a.m. and then I had to be up by 6 for school, and I also just
And you're still a superhero and you do that all the time and you don't usually act like this. Seriously, spill. What's going on?
I got into a disagreement with my grandfather.
Hmm. Wait, is that a big deal in this family?
I've never told him. I've never, when he has said no to something, I have never argued until last night, and that was wrong of me. I'm sure for whatever reason he is right, and I must, and he like kind of gets stuck on the word almost.
Must have had a really good reason for disagreeing with him because that's kind of not how you're wired.
No, that I must be out of sorts, and that's why I'm not listening and seeing his wisdom.
So, what did you argue about? Jenny turns to the mirror and starts fixing her own hair, which looks amazing, by the way.
Mhm.
She dressed up a lot.
Oh wow, you look, and I think that gives you a moment. It's like, oh, you look wonderful. By the way, the dress really suits your skin tone quite well.
Damn straight I do.
And I don't think I've seen your hair combed in this way before either. It looks very, very nice, Summer.
Indeed, it does. And much as I like the flattery, you should stop changing the subject.
And I think that's the first time a little bit of a smile kind of creeps over his face. Yes, I guess that wasn't the most smooth of transitions for distraction. We were arguing about the future, my future, and my sister's future.
And you think he's wrong.
I wouldn't dare say that out loud. I think that he knows enough, and I'm just he must know best. And my thoughts otherwise, and he like kind of like
Must
puts a
he?
hand.
Must he though?
He's my papoose, of course, and he puts kind of like a hand on like the sink. It's just my own weak selfishness that is causing me to wish for otherwise. And I need to learn that as I am growing and I am an adult, that I must let that weak selfishness go and do what is best.
Okay, so don't let this go to your head. but I have yet to see you do anything less than what you think is best. Which probably means calling out your grandfather was something you thought was best. And maybe still is.
I don't think so, Summer. But I appreciate your faith in me. And it means that at least amongst the many failings I have done at least one thing right in ensuring that you believe such.
I'd like to kind of cut that scene there if I could, because I think we're on a good note. But I do want to, it does feel to me, Ephivos, like you shared a moment of vulnerability.
I think so. Yes.
Oh yeah, she was probably trying to comfort or rally or however that goes.
Yeah, let's do the vulnerability and then we'll do your comfort and support move. How's that sound?
Ooh,
Sure.
yeah. When you share vulnerability or weakness with someone, tell them a secret about your legacy, including your own true feelings about it, to clear a condition and give them influence over you. Did I give a secret? I think in this moment, so I think we get sort of he looks at so do I need to provide like Lowell an additional secret here, or
If you feel that what you said is secret enough, I am good with that.
I think so. I
Okay.
think,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think some of what he has said is that.
Yeah. So
okay.
you can clear a condition, and then Summer already has influence over you. So Summer, you may shift Ephivos's labels, and then we'll have you make that comfort and support move roll.
Okay.
I'm gonna get rid of insecure.
Okay.
I think the fact that again she has this faith in him takes away some of his insecurity there.
Okay.
Um,
So one of the things is Summer, you are at -3 for comfort and support.
yeah, she's terrible.
You're at
I need to
-4.
finish
She's
this
at -4 for comfort and support.
I only let people roll at -3.
Oh, okay.
That is my mercy.
Let's finish out where I shifted labels first.
Yeah.
What is the self-confidence label, would you say? Is that like superior?
Superior or savior? Superior probably first.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's take danger down a notch and superior up one.
All right.
And comfort and support is mundane. Oh my god. Sorry.
And get that XP while you can.
Absolutely.
Hey, someone's coming in with some real nice mundane soon. For us mundane disasters.
So -3.
Yep.
And that's a 4.
That is a 4. So the good news is you get to mark potential.
Hey, potential.
I'll show you the hard move in a moment. Yanu, Jenny, the servants come down and say, dinner is about ready. If you young masters would like to join us.
I think Keanu nods. He's looking super uncomfortable in his slightly dressed up suit.
Yeah, I think Jenny kind of puts her arm in his arm, and says, "Come on, big boy. Let's show them that we're not the kids. We're not sitting at the kids' table anymore." And she did take the advice of she wasn't being so sorry guys. She's like dressed to the like nines, right? So she has like a really like fancy, nice, big, long black dress, but it has, using her little powers, it just has little swirls of purple moving gently all over it, right? So it's kind of very softly. So if you look, it kind of looks like it's moving and shifting a little bit, but yeah, so she's and she grabs Yanu and just marches them right into the dining room. This is how she's going to deal with the fact that one of these things is not like the other. She has no real parent there. So
and so I do think we see all of you come in. Your grandfather has, and I'm just going to call him Andras for the purposes of this, has laid out a lovely spread. It's a meal on the smaller dining table so that everyone can be close to here to talk. And it's not often you get to see this, Ephivos. Your grandfather has gone into full charm mode, like fully, telling jokes and laughing along with them, and making comments and treating them all very well. And so dinner seems to go pretty well. Guarna seems relaxed, looking around, kind of amazed at everything. He will kind of lean over to Yanu and says, you have cleaned up well.
I borrowed some clothes from the household. I had never purchased any like this.
Good. And at a certain point, Alexandros will, do that, and we'll say, Ephivos, I want to thank you. Oh, actually, before I do that, let me think. I think this is maybe the first time that some of you have seen Ephivos' sister, because Alexandros has kind of tried to keep her away. I don't want to say from the riffraff, but maybe from the riffraff. So what does Iona look like?
Yeah. So she's like maybe 5, in like that 5, 6, 7 kind of range. She's got a lot more of the traditional Greek coloring. So a similar kind of skin tone, tan, but her eyes are a little bit darker than Ephivos's own. And in fact, they're like the same, similar to their grandfather's, which actually means they're lighter. I lied, huh? They're lighter than his, similar to their grandfather, but her hair is far darker. She doesn't have a prominent squarage in the face, which he gets from his father, who was Polish. And she looks like just like a very happy kid, healthy. She wants for probably nothing. She's probably got ponies, like the whole shebang. Obviously, she probably wants something she can't have, which is her mom and dad, which is very sad. But then again, she also, how long ago was this the snap, so to speak, or everyone went away?
I think it's been less than a year.
Okay, yeah. So then she probably still like misses her parents.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like just like a very happy young girl. Like there's probably like a toy bow and arrow with her because she doesn't go anywhere without it.
And the thing that will strike you, all of you, Ephivos included, because I think you haven't seen your sister in a little while, is there is an inner radiance and a glow to her. I think that all of you can feel it, that she is touched by some power. And I think Ephivos, like, this is clearly manifested more recently. And,
Yeah.
she sits down, she kind of waves to you, and you can see that glow.
Yeah, it's gotten a lot stronger since the spark. I think that was when I last saw or like had really interacted with her as much.
Yeah. Alexandros will say, I've had a lovely conversation with your guardian, Guarna, and Mr. and or Doctor and Dr. Kantaro, I should say. And I've reassured them about a number of things. First of all, I will, from our organization's funding, will be providing security for them. Nothing invasive, but enough to make sure that nothing untoward should happen to them as a result of your activities, Summer. And we'll talk about exactly what that means. But basically, I think that is the least that we can do is offer that security and comfort. Mr. Guarna has declined the offer, but I understand he has his own means. However, we had another conversation, and I was informed, Summer and Yanu, that both of you are having some issues at school. One, in terms of some worries about some dangerous factors at school, and in the case of you, Yanu, not actually going to school. I have a solution, and I have already made the arrangements on it. I've called already. I've made arrangements so that you will all be going to Oberon Academy with Ephivos.
Summer was not expecting this and kind of looks at her parents to take her cue from them.
And they seem very pleased. You have the sense that maybe like this is an expensive thing that is being paid for and such. But you weren't consulted.
Yeah, I sure wasn't. I look over at Ephivos and will say diplomatically, well, it will be nice to all go to the same school.
Yes, it would be nice. Oberon Academy is lovely, and the uniforms are comfortable, and they offer very advanced curriculum. They also offer numerous clubs and additional activities that one can take part in.
And the mayor's junior hero league isn't recruiting there?
It is a private institution.
So the mayor's superhero league isn't recruiting there?
That sort of thing is more of a public school sort of recruiting in the lunchroom kind of thing. That is not what goes on at Oberon Academy. You have nothing to worry about. So to answer your question, no.
Yeah, is he trying to be provoking?
No, he's are you trying to be provoking, or are you asking if he's being provoking?
Oh, she's not trying to be provoking. She, in fact, is making a point of trying to be diplomatic because things are going great with her parents.
Yeah.
And
no, he's not trying to provoke. He is saying it, and you realize that is just his manner.
That's just who
okay,
he is.
He's just a classist.
Yes.
Jerk. Okay.
Like Purple Haze. What's your reaction to this?
I think she's eye rolling, and if she whoever if she's sitting next to Yanu and leans over and says, "Yeah, lots of activities. Better go practice your goose step."
How would I? Do your geese not fly? He looks genuinely puzzled.
She just laughs and says, "Exactly."
This is great news now. If Yanu and Summer are joining us, Jenny, maybe you'll finally take up the desire and attend school with us as well.
Yeah, sure. That's probably gonna happen.
Excellent. Yanu claps her on the shoulder.
And Ephibos, your grandfather will look at you and will say, "Would you like me to enroll Jenny?"
Jenny, are you comfortable with us doing that?
Yeah, so now she's not.
Everyone is looking at you now. Everyone.
Everyone.
Oh my gosh, you have to come with us. I don't want to be like the mid-year transfer by myself.
And she'll she's looking at everybody, and she looks at Alexandros and kind of raises her eyebrows with sort of that sort of, and looking for some something.
Ephibos?
Yes, that would be wonderful. Thank you.
Excellent. Then I will make those arrangements. And I think that is the hard move, is putting you all in a new school there, Summer. I hope that's an okay hard move.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Let's take our second break. Let's take 5, and then we'll kind of come back with the 4 of you sort of after dinner. Let's do a scene with the 4 of you, like in the hour after dinner before your parents take you home. Summer and Yanu, Guarna takes you back. What's a place that you like to take your guests, Ephibos, that is kind of neat in the house, that maybe isn't quite so over the top as other places?
Oh, isn't as over the top. Okay. No. I can roll with that. I think there is a room in the house in a wing that we do not go in as much anymore. And it was my mother's. And there is a beautiful library in this place. And it's just, there's such a serenity to it.
It's one of those places that has that smell of books, but it also still smells like your mother here.
Yeah. There's
So-
also a technician's room.
So I imagine the 4 of you kind of sitting around here. Ephibos, what do you say to them after that meal?
I think it'll be really good for us to be at the same school. I can show you around. I'm glad that your guardians all seem to approve, and I hope summer you feel less concerned and worry about their safety.
Summer is sort of there's like one of those overstuffed armchair type things, and she's kind of got her legs over the arm rather than sitting in it properly. She slipped her heels are kind of her high heels are sort of dangling by her toes. So very, very casual. And she's actually looking more thoughtful than you usually see her. She's one to be very flippant. And she says, well, we had talked about me changing schools or homeschooling or something. Hadn't thought of Oberon Academy. That's like yeah, with that on your transcript, you get into any college you want.
It is the #1 ranked school in Halcyon City, yes. And it's really it is wonderful. It actually it serves K through 12. There are separate buildings, of course, for the younger students, but the academics are fantastically rigorous. I'm enjoying all of the advanced placement classes.
It's certainly a connection school.
Honestly, and Alexander's kind of frowns a bit. I haven't gotten to know many of my peers very much. So that'll be nice. I mean, I don't have time to. I've been asked for many of the sports teams to join, but I just haven't really had the time, or the debate team, or the mathematics club. But I have a strict training regime. But that doesn't mean you guys can't enjoy the teams or the other activities, clubs the school offers.
I think Keanu turns and says, I may be misinterpreting things, but it does not seem like you are as excited about this school. Is there something else going on with regards to this school? Because this has not been mentioned before. And in fact, I don't recall this. I don't recall basically discussing the school, other than perhaps me attending the high school where Summer was attending. Like if this is such an exclusive school, it seems strange that we would be admitted so easily. I have no true records to apply to such a place.
My grandfather sits on the board.
Ah,
Will we be the only metas there?
No, no. Not at all.
Is this a meta school?
I mean, most people in Halcyon are powered. You may have some more unique or strong powers compared to some, but I wouldn't put it in any other fashion.
I'm sorry, did you just say everyone and most people in Halcyon are powered?
I think we're in kind of a masked territory. I'm cool with this Ocean City Oberon Academy having a number of power people, probably less than they had before the incident.
Okay.
But it seems that having like a significant, maybe even like 20% of the kids have powers here. would seem like a reasonable thing to do. That seems cool.
Yeah, that's cool. That might have just been my general how mass has
Oh yeah,
been.
yeah, absolutely. That's I know.
Yeah.
So let's
Okay.
roll that back.
Oh
And
yeah, I
that's
was actually responding in character
oh,
on the
okay.
assumption that Xander was just super out of touch.
Oh,
As Xander sometimes is. It's like, what? Everyone has powers.
I love that.
That actually makes really sense. Yeah, and Xander's like, yes, I think there's in my class, what's Lance. There's a young man named Lance. He wanted me to join the lacrosse team early in the year. He is empowered. I'm afraid I'm so detail oriented, but I don't recall what his power was. It seemed superfluous at the time. I was running late for a training session.
Training is very important.
Yes, yes.
Did you actually want this at your school?
Why would I not? This will be great. We could sit together at lunch. We could go over different maneuvers in school. Like at lunch, we could have papers and tactician ideas, and we could draw out plans and maneuvers and things we could do. It's a great use of time.
Yeah, you just got that post hoc rationalization voice that you get sometimes where it's like you've decided to like something, but you actually don't, but you just figure if you like keep talking like you do, you will eventually come around.
I am very confused now.
So the uniform comes in a very flattering navy color.
Ooh, a flattering navy color. Jenny, did you hear that? We get to wear navy.
So I think
But is there something wrong with Navy? He looks
Hang
at
on,
his-
hang on,
he looks
Bonnie.
at
Let me
the-
have Jenny respond.
Oh, sorry.
I
Sorry.
think Jenny's gonna look at everybody and say, I hate to rain on everybody's parade here, but doesn't this seem suspicious to you guys at all? You know, Oberon Academy, I get that your grandfather's on the board, but not just anybody can go there. And this just feels weird to me.
My grandfather can do anything.
Okay, but yeah, I get that he can, but why? It just seems weird to me.
I'm sure it's for good reasons, and it is probably to alleviate some concerns that both Guarna and both Dr. Cantaro's had in regards to the situation. And I mean, I've been hoping you would come and decide to attend since you moved in, Jenny. But I didn't want to put pressure. You had so much change in your life and differences in things that you were encountering. I didn't want to make demands of you and your schooling also.
Well, I can skip private school as well as public school, so it's no skin off my back, but
Well, you could attend classes and learn insightful things.
of course, but again, I mean, look, she's looking at everybody, one at a time. This doesn't seem strange to you guys at all. I've lived here for a little while, and your grandfather doesn't think very highly of people like us. Why would he be doing this all of a sudden?
I mean, I thought it was a pretty blatant attempt to buy our loyalty to Xander. But as it so happens, he has chosen his target well because it actually does solve some problems my family is having.
I don't know.
So-
Hopefully that's all that it is, but it just seems weird to me.
I think, and like he's like Epigos has kind of got his hands interlaced, his thumbs are kind of doing a thing together. I think my grandfather is realizing after the success of our mission last night that our team has great potential and that it should be fostered instead of left to waylay, and that this team is my future, our future. He does not see anything else for me, for us, and that is such a wonderful thing.
And there'll be a knock at the door, and one of the servants is there, and will say, Miss Cantero,
Oh yeah.
your parents are just about ready to go. They sent me down to get you.
Okay. Thanks.
I believe your guardian has called his Uber, Mr. Yanu, if he's waiting out front. You muted.
Muted.
I will. Sorry. I will see you all tomorrow. Hopefully, this school thing will allay will allay some of Jenny's suspicions. But I do have some, anxiety regarding my ability to perform at this school. It sounds like they will demand skills that I do not believe I possess. And
You'll
he
learn. That's
and
the
he
point of school.
he like turns and starts to go.
You'll learn, Yanu, that's what we do at school. We learn.
And he nods
And go ahead.
so he nods and proceeds to head towards the I guess stairs, since this was on the lower floor.
It's another wing of the house. You probably have to go through the quite a bit of the house to get out to the front again.
Yeah.
When you get out to that sort of main entryway, Yanu, Summer, Bangarang, who I think you've met, Summer, right?
Yeah,
Have you?
actually, I wanted like a brief aside with Jenny, if that's okay.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, let me do this with Yanu, and then let me have you do the aside with her. So Yanu, Bangarang will come up to you and will say, you had some issues with the phones before, right?
Yes, my trust was betrayed.
Okay.
And the phone was broken.
Yeah, your guardian indicated that, and he will hand you a credit card for an electronics store, and he will say, "This is a credit card. There's a line of credit on that. You can go and get whatever phone you need, and if something happens to it, just go back and get another one."
Thank you.
I just want you to be able to pick it out yourself, so that you don't think there's any shenanigans, and I want to make sure that everything is okay. I'm going to go down to the academy tomorrow, and I'm going to talk with them about your situation and placement and all of that kind of thing. As it seems like you got thrown in the deep end.
Yes, I felt that way as well. Although I do appreciate the effort. Thank you.
I'll make sure this gets taken care of. That's what I've always done. That's what I do for people like you, and I'll do it. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Summer, you want to talk to Jenny?
Yeah. So she makes some kind of flimsy excuse, like, "Hey, Jenny, walk me to the door. Can't find my way around here." I'm
Yeah.
assuming Jenny comes with.
Yeah, sorry, I was
Okay.
I was waiting for you to continue. So sorry,
Oh yeah,
I should have not
I was
assumed.
waiting for agreement that that was actually happening. Okay, yeah. Nope, that's all good. And she's like, yeah, this whole situation is suspect as fuck. And I'm really hoping that it's just that he's trying to buy a superhero team for his the grandson he is disappointed in. And this is an amount of money that he doesn't even think about, so why wouldn't he? But yeah, I too am kind of wondering if there might be something more to it.
Yeah, like I said, he's not the most that what you saw tonight, all that show he put on, that's not that's not who that's not who I live with every day. But yeah, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see.
I mean, yeah, I mean, yes, it was kind, and I think that's what my parents are going to take away from it, but I saw a serious power move right there. So yeah, I know school is not your thing, but go. Um, if you if that's okay, because I would actually feel a lot better knowing you were there to be another pair of eyes, and to have our backs.
I'll be there. Plus, there's got to be a lot of cute rich guys, right?
Oh yeah, I'm sure there will be. She
And
waves and she heads out.
yeah, I think kind of as you kind of come to the door, your parents are saying goodbye to Alexandros, and they'll get in the car. Your mother drives, and you're in the back seat. And your father turns around and looks at you, Summer, and says, "You need to watch out for your friend Epivos."
What?
That's not a good guy. His guardian there, his grandfather.
Oh,
That kid's under the thumb of not a good guy. So
oh,
I'm sorry we kind of did the thing with the school, but it seemed like the best thing and the best way for you to watch out for your friend.
oh. Crap. Um, how do you know?
We're doctors. We deal with people lying about their condition, about their manners. I mean, they put a different face on for us, and we can tell when somebody is trying to look awesome, and they're not. They're trying to hide who they are. And that guy's a manipulative rich guy who, it's the way he talks about Ephivos. It's
Okay, because like Vivos totally acts very gaslit, like a lot.
yeah, it's the way he talks about him. Did you see his eyes light up when the sister came in? Didn't really make eye contact with Ephivos, but was watching her like that. She's clearly the God's gift there. And I like, yeah, I think your friend Ephivos, like, you need to make sure that he's okay.
I mean, do we mean physical danger at all? Like, should we like try
Now,
and
it doesn't feel
okay.
like that, but I do think that your friend is probably that's a person who's not getting a lot of love from his family. And here's the thing is his parents died less than a year ago, and I don't think his grandfather has helped him process that. Do you?
This is the yeah, so Summer gets really quiet as she is just kind of processing all of this. So it's not like she's refusing to answer. It's just
Yeah.
that more that
Yeah.
like that was a lot.
He says, I know this is a lot to dump on you there, but I know you can do it. And if you need anything, if if you need to bring him over to our house, if he needs to stay over with us or whatever, just know that we've seen the situation and we've assessed the damage.
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, the school thing is weird, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. So unless you think there's something wrong with that, I was thinking we would all go.
No, I like
Yeah.
if we can soak him for the dime that he's going to spend on this. Yeah, like he literally called up the headmaster while we were there.
Oh my God.
It was,
Power move.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh Yanu, uh Guarna is seated in the back with you in the car, and he will say, so what'd you think?
I was surprised, to be perfectly blunt. The I did not expect this school situation to be resolved in that fashion, and I am not confident at all in my ability to meet whatever expectations this very prestigious, I think that's the right word, prestigious
Yes.
school
Yes.
will have for me.
I don't think you have anything to worry about. You are a true hero. You will rise to the occasion. Haven't you always risen to the occasion when things needed to be done? You stepped up and did them.
But this feels different than like were I battling an army, were I fighting a great beast, it would be one thing. But this, I worry that I will I will be a liability in this situation.
It is good for you to fear. Use that as you need to here. There are worse things out there than this school.
That is true. Olden Tar waits in the wings as well.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. I'm going to cut there. I think in the comic book we see Guarda look out, and we see the reflection is the wizard in the reflection on the window there. I'd like to maybe close with a Jenny Effivos scene here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jenny, do you think it's that you track down Effivos or the other way around?
She's gonna track him down.
Okay.
I think you find him in that gym facility. I think there is some, what are they called? Acrobats, kind of
The bars or the rings?
gymnastics. Like when it's really tall and there's like the rings on the rope.
Yeah, there's a parallel bars, and then there's a parallel bars with the rings, the high, right? Isn't that
Yes.
what yeah?
Yes. Yeah, so I think he's kind of swimming and doing his own kind of body weight on those, and like there's probably like platforms on like different heights. Like I imagine this room is very, very tall, and he's doing like sort of almost like leaps and bounds, and I've put a picture in chat, something like that, I think.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So he's doing that kind of shenanigery, putting himself upside down, and there's like just soaked in sweat. He's clearly been at this since the moment you guys left to go have that chat.
Jenny?
Yeah, so again, you're doing all that stuff, and she's just at the door watching, kind of at the door watching and maybe you swing off of them or whatever to stop, come to dismount or whatever, and um she says, "We need to talk."
All right. I didn't realize you were there. Of course, Jenny. Oh, do Jenny and Alexandros need to talk, or do Ephivos and Purple Haze need to talk? As he like
we,
grabs a towel of water.
we just need to talk. We need to talk about your new uh your newfound bad boy that came out the other night. What was that all about? She's referring to the
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, I and you see there's a pause, and I think you get the feeling he was about to lie to you, but he pauses. It was a mistake, Jenny. I thought I was doing the right thing, and I was taking a step forward in my journey, but it was a mistake, and you won't. Don't worry about it. You won't see it again.
Why would I not want to see that again? Don't bullshit a bullshitter, right?
You just said bad boy. Bad.
Yeah, I sure did. You know, any step forward is not a mistake. Come on, talk to me. What is going on? You haven't been yourself, since since we got back. We rose to the occasion. You led our team into victory, and you act like you're not acting like someone that should be that just you're just not acting like you should.
We've talked before about, and I think at this point he's kind of swung the towel around his neck. He's holding the bottle of water. We talked before about my family's legacy, and my failures in that legacy. Someone reached out, Jenny. One of the Pantheon.
How is that a bad thing? It's what you've always wanted.
It is. Yeah, it is. And he's like fiddling with the cap of the water bottle.
But
the one who has chosen me is apparently not acceptable.
Says who?
Um,
Oh, let me guess. Who?
the gods themselves. He wasn't able to reach me. That's why it took so long, because the rest of the pantheon was blocking him. And that powder, we encountered a few days ago, or was it even a fortnight? It feels like it was so long ago. It was made of dead bone material, which weakened the planar divides and allowed him to speak to me despite the other gods' protests or lack thereof desire. But it wasn't. I I have been told it wasn't right, and that there is a reason for that, and I must learn to accept that. And
Well,
I
it
feel-
looked and felt pretty right to me. How did it, what did it feel? Did it feel right to you?
it felt good. I felt whole. I don't think I felt that good since before he kind of like drifts off. I think it's pretty obvious what he's talking about.
I just think, listen, everybody has to find their own path, and what worked for your sister and what worked for your grandfather, what worked for it. You need to find, you just might need to find your own way. I mean, trust me, of all people, on different paths and different ways to get there. You know, I've done terrible things, and but now I'm here, and now I'm being a hero too. And so
You're a great hero. Purple
and
Haze.
as are you. I can also say I don't think we'd be the rest of us, I don't think we'd be standing here, all of us having dinner, if you hadn't done what you did the other night and hadn't embraced, you know, your gift.
I appreciate it, Jenny. Thank you. I don't know if walking this path with Hades is the right choice. And I feel like lol, if I may, he's sort of started to meander, and I think he steps and falls into something that was not there, which is a shadowy opening in the ground.
I think that's perfect. I think I do want to resolve the vulnerability or weakness move here quickly before we do that. Or rather, you get to clear a condition, Ephivos. And Purple Haze, I want you to shift Ephivos's labels before Ephivos falls in.
Get rid of that guilt.
I think we'll drop mundane and raise savior.
Look at this good boy.
And do you want to do a comfort and support, Purple Haze? Do you feel like you did what you did rose to that level, or no?
Yes.
Okay, roll with Monday.
Okay. So I have no minuses, so that's good. But it's just a straight roll here.
Yep.
The best we can get.
Look at that. So Ephios, you can clear a condition, mark potential there. Either one of those.
I'll take the potential.
Okay. And I think we do see you falling into that void. We'll kind of take up with that. Like we'll have that as kind of a a prologue bit next time for you showing it off to the rest of the group. Does that seem cool?
Yeah.
Okay. And I think that's probably a good place for us to stop there. I would like to do quick stars and wishes after we do our end of session. So Yanu, closer, own image, away.
I think he's growing closer this time.
Okay. Who made you feel welcome?
Uh, I think at this point it was Ephivos, because basically, he got everything set up and got everybody together and seemed to resolve things like that. That went better than Yanu expected it would, even if he's nervous about the whole school situation.
Yano, do you want to mark potential or clear one of your two conditions?
I think I will. I think I will clear angry.
Okay. And then Ephivos, would you shift labels on Yanu?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna up your mundane and I'm gonna lower your free. Because yeah, you're gonna do great at school with us. You can do this regular thing despite what you think of yourself.
Perfect. Ghost Girl, close to the team, into your own image of yourself, or away from the team?
I think closer to the team.
Okay. And who was it who made you feel welcome?
Weirdly, I think I'm going to say Jenny.
Okay.
Because while there were some really great scenes with Ephivos, that was with the dynamic there was more her helping him out.
Mm-hmm.
Where Jenny was, I think, sort of on the same page that she was with, like, okay, there's something shady going on.
Yeah. So Purple Haze, go ahead and write in influence over Ghost Girl. And then do you want to clear a condition or mark potential, Ghost Girl?
Let's clear a condition. I'm
Okay.
conditionless.
Wah. Jenny, closer, own image, or away?
Well, not away, that's for
Okay.
sure.
Sure.
Originally I was kind of thinking closer, but I don't know if there's a part of me that's thinking maybe she's starting to play into her own, this image of her as a better her, right?
Okay.
That's, I think, what I'm gonna do.
Okay. In that case, shift one label up and another one down.
Okay.
And Ephivos?
Yeah, I think he I'm gonna say grew closer to the team also.
Okay.
Uh,
And who?
That's the hard one. We both already have influence over him, so that doesn't help me here. Because I think him and Summer had a really great moment, but I think there is something. I'm gonna go Summer because I think I've gone Jenny before.
Okay.
Because Jenny also the them talking I really like that dynamic, and them talking at the end was great.
Do you want to mark potential or clear a condition?
I'm gonna mark potential.
Okay. And then so Summer, you get to shift Ephivos's labels.
Again? Let's see. Where are you at these days? Yeah, you need some more fortitude. Fortitude is what you need. Yeah, I'm gonna tick your superior up again. And let's see, what should we take down? Take down your danger.
Okay.
It's so funny. I like how he started this episode with a 3 danger.
Yeah.
I love it.
Awesome. I would like to do a quick stars and wishes. Again, things you dug, particularly wishes
Oh,
being
we
things you
forgot
want
to
to see.
do any of the boo stuff.
Oh yeah. Remind me at the beginning of next session. I'm sorry about that. I do think one of the things I want to do with that mechanic with the attached is, rather than start of session, make that like we do with some of the other stuff, the when time passes kind of thing.
Okay.
But I need to work on that. So
Mhm.
uh Yanu.
So, everything went great this session as far as I was concerned. I love the dinner scene dynamic, the scenes with Epivos, the various comfort and support and vulnerability stuff. Like all of that was just absolutely perfect. And I really, really like that Summer's parents saw right through Epivos's granddad's BS. Like I was that like I like that. I like that. I thought that was a great point. And of course, I am also itching to see how the dark sorcerer possession stuff is going to go with Lorna. That seems like it's going to be fun.
Awesome. Ghost Girl.
Yeah, a super fun game. Yeah, I think this course correction with the Canteros, that's exactly what I was looking for. And I was kind of assuming they were going to be like the traditional clueless parents, but I like the fact that they're like paying attention and giving good advice and stuff like that. That's super cool.
Anything wishes wise?
Um, I'm not sure. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to this first day of school,
Okay.
and seeing what their dynamic is like at the high school. Is it actually an evil high school, or is it just full of rich kids?
Awesome. And that'd actually be nice. It'll kind of dovetail with bringing in a new character who's our transfer, which I think will be a nice way we can work that together. So yeah, we'll definitely do that school day there. Jenny, stars, wishes.
Yeah, no. So first star, Lowell, for the twist with the um grandpa's not such a nice guy. I love it. And uh, it just meant that my hot take was really a hot take. And then I really enjoyed a lot the scene with texting back and forth with Summer, and then Yanu kept being like, "Oh, tell her about the evil sorcerer. Oh, tell her about that." I loved that a lot. That was awesome. I thought we had another great Jenny Alexandros scene at the end. I thought that was good. Again, really like that. And I really enjoyed all of the beginning with the course correction on Summer's parents. I thought that was really well done there as well. So
Anything wishes wise?
I want to hit I'm going to hit one of those drives next time.
Okay.
So I don't want to say that punch someone you shouldn't and starting a new school fits in there, but I was gonna try to hit on get drunk or high with a teammate tonight, but it just didn't quite land. So
I've made a note to check your drives at the start of session, along with the checking on the booze stuff. So we'll make sure we get that, and I'll remind myself of those drives. Evivos.
Yeah, wow. Great session. Fantastic session. Not to sound like a broken clock striking multi times, but I absolutely love what you did with the Canteros. There is something so absolutely delightful about a rich, powerful man who is like, aha, I am so charming, and these simpletons will take my things, and these like very like these lesser people will fall for my charade as they always do, the peons beneath me. And not that it's exactly like that, but and then to have like, no, we're fucking doctors and we're smart people, we can see that this is a show, or you're putting on the best side of yourself for us right now, and also we can kind of view your not great situation with the children here. Like that was great. I think I posted in chat, I was like, oh my god, fucking chills down my spine. Like when you said that, I'd like wouldn't a million years, like I would, not to save my life would I have expected that to be what was happening next. And I loved it so much.
Awesome.
Again, another kick-ass scene with Jenny and Alexandros. I just really like Xander and Jenny's dynamic. It's great. I wanna you mentioned a desire for your drive, so I would love to hit the bottom two with you somehow to figure out again, getting Xander to be a bit less serious and a bit more teen. I think we could have some fun with that. I'm also going to highlight this was our first like really Summer and Xander interacting at all, and I think that was like a really touching moment, and it was great. And I also really love Yanu's like peaks of teen insecurity make me very happy. I feel like a lot of times in masks when we get insecurity, it is, and rightfully so, like not in a bad way. It's about like your superhero life and like living up to the team or a legacy or like a big fight or something like that. But to have insecurity at the actual teen level is not something I see as much in a masks game. And I really like that aspect being shown, because I do think it's a pivotal part of this game and the kind of characters we're working with. So I really like how you showed that, Chris.
It's a really good point.
In terms of wishes, as I mentioned, would be happy to fulfill drives there. Second, I'll reiterate, I would love to just have like not like, it doesn't necessarily have to be a fight, but like, did you ever see X-Men Evolution, the cartoon lol? Like how they would have like the X kids and like the Brotherhood of Evil, and how they just like ran into each other and like
we can work on that. I'm good with that.
And they had skirmishes. I'm also happy for skirmishes or like fights or things like that. But I would love to just see like, especially because again they were made to like foil us or like sort of against ours. I would love to do that. And then because this got brought up, I know I'm saying many wishes, but because Joe said this in character, so now I must demand it. I would like many cute rich guys, gals, and non-binary pals for our characters to teenager with at this ridiculous private school.
Absolutely. Can do. Absolutely. I love looking up pictures of hot characters of all genders for this game, so it is fun.
Yes.
Thank you all so much for that. I really enjoyed that. It was good. I do, again, I want to thank Marley for having like spoken up so that we could make that turn with the character at that, because I thought that really opened things up in a wonderful way and gave me lots of opportunities and really made the story even better by talking that up. So very good, everyone. I will see everybody next week. We'll be integrating Mona in, and we've got 5 sessions left. And Marley will be gone, not this coming session, but the session after. So we'll kind of think about that in our play structure. All right. Yes.
Do we want to do next time, do we want to go over like the different aspects and the choices with my advancement? Do we want to do that next time?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll talk about what you want, what that place looks like, by kind of like having you introduce the group to it so that they see it in context. Sound good?
Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to stop the recording.